Hey you guys, I am back with my October wrap up. And maybe, I think I'll include a little bit of my thoughts of what I think about the books I read this month. But before I show you guys what I read, I'm gonna show you what I'm currently reading, and that's Philippa Gregory, The King's Curse. Words cannot express how much I love this author. She basically um, started my huge. I mean, I liked historical fiction, but then until I came across her, I didn't know that I loved it. I started with like The Other Bowling Girl, and then I couldn't stop because I found her writing and the way she described each woman that she chose to write about so differently, and with just as much love to each character. Like even if she didn't, I'm not sure if she, there are some women like you look at from history and then you're just like, oh, she wasn't probably very nice, but then she humanized them in a way that like I never thought before, and also like made me learn as well, and that's what I thought was just so amazing. So, yeah, Philippa Gregory, The King's Curse. I'm almost halfway, and I started a few days ago, but like I want to take it slow because I love her. Yeah. Okay. So the first book that I read, and also was in the wrap up of a readathon, the only book was The Revenge of Seven by Pittacus Lore. I really enjoyed this so much. The fifth book in the Lorien Legacies? Yeah, the Lorien Legacies. And yeah, it actually left me with quite a taste for it's like a hangover of sci-fi hangover. So, because of this, which I really loved, I can't wait for the next book to come out. I have to wait a year again, I think. The next book I picked up was Neil Gaiman and Michael Reeves' Interworld. This is about a kid who discovers he can actually walk through space and time, and any dimension, I think, as well. And then he gets sent off to like a school to train in that ability with all the different versions of himself. So I thought that was pretty interesting, but it took me a while to get into because I had to relearn a new world. Unlike with Revenge of Seven, I could just jump into it because I knew who they were. But this person, like I had to get to know him, and I like him. So I'll be reading the second book. I think it's a duology, so it's on my shelf there. Okay, and then the third book that came out this month, last month, sorry, October, besides The King's Curse, was The Blood of Olympus. Yeah. The fifth and final book for the what's it called again? The Heroes of Olympus series. Sorry, to me it's all with Percy Jackson. All 10 of these books, I'm just like, it's all the Percy Jackson. But yeah, it's not. What can I say? So many good things happened. I loved this book. Normally I'm like I would say like I like this but I didn't like that, or no, not with this. I loved everything. Everything, everyone, all the points he made, like about the gods and the goddesses, and like their children and how they grew, and how how they work together and everything. I just love this. This is a 5 stars. It's my baby. I will cherish it forever. And I really, really love the character of Reyna. I felt like she was the only character that, from all of his books, like I never really connected with somebody, but I enjoyed them. It wasn't until I read about Reyna that I realized, hey, there's someone I can connect to, and someone whose traits I think, match mine. And I'm like, wow, I love her. And like, we have so much in common. Like, she's the daughter of a war goddess. I'm the daughter of a war goddess. So, yeah, it worked out. 5 stars. And then, the next one I read, because, it's October, I'm like, I need an October-y read. So, I picked Hollow City by Ransom Riggs. This took me a while to get my hands on because my best friend wanted to make me wait just like she waited. Apparently, this took like a year or more to have the second book, so she was like, no, you're gonna wait, because I had to wait. So I'm like, fine, I'll wait. But then even though I did wait and I finally got it, it took me a while to start reading. So, but I liked it. I ended up enjoying it, and I thought it was a good sequel. And then the last book, my bookstore actually was having sort of like a republishing of the classics, and they all sold them at the same price, like 6, 10, doesn't matter, all the same price. And so I decided I'm gonna try for a classic. And since it was October, I'm like, I'm gonna go for a classic, like fantasy horror thing. So I went for Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I was pleasantly surprised about how much I loved this book. I actually really despised Victor Frankenstein. Can't even. Yeah. I actually relate him to Holden from Catcher in the Rye. That's how much. Yeah. So the creature, though, oh my gosh, his perspective really was so much different and so much more eye-opening and so relatable. And like he was in such pain because he was abandoned, and then he had like this childlike view on the world, but the only response he ever got was pain and horror. And basically, you know, he was his own monster, and he had a hard time even, like, how could he love someone else if he couldn't love himself? Though he tried, but then Victor said no, and then all of that happened. I'm not sure if I'm spoiling this if you haven't read it, but I think you should pick it up because like it's very, very thin, and it's easy to read, so it's not like really hard English to understand or anything. It's a good read. I think you guys might like this, hopefully, if you ever decide to pick it up. So yeah, this was, all of these are my October reads, all 5 books, because I took my time with Blood of Olympus actually, so that took me more than a week. Usually it only takes me a few days. So yeah, this is what I read in October. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you have a good November. Bye guys!